Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson, and 77-64, the Red Raiders defeated the Longhorns, and it was a game in which really Texas Tech controlled for almost the entirety of the game. They led for, I believe, like 39 minutes of the game. They had a double-digit lead for a lot of the time. Most of the second half, Texas cut into it. I think they got within 4 points, in large part due to the just scoring ability of Marcus Carr. He was really good for Texas. But, man, Kevin McCullough had a tremendous game. Kevin O'Banner, Bryson Williams, Davion Warren played really well. Marcus Santos-Silva as well. Texas Tech shot better than Texas. Just looking at the stats, I mean, Texas Tech shot 47% from the floor and 42% from three. And 70% from the free throw line. If Texas Tech does that, there just aren't a lot of teams out there that can hang with them. That's the truth, especially at home, where Texas Tech is now 14-0 on the season. I believe they've won 17 in a row dating back to last year, but they're 14-0 on the season, and that crowd was special. And we knew it was going to be a fired up crowd. We knew it was going to be a packed house. You know, it was out there at Raiderville as well. Earlier Tuesday, and the kids were fired up. So, and it wasn't just the kids. You knew that the folks around town in Lubbock, that's all anyone was talking about wherever you went. So they were ready for this game. And look, you know, people can say what they want about how they greeted Chris Beard, the kids did, and all that. But the crowd, even on ESPN, the announcers, I was told said like great crowd, great atmosphere, best atmosphere of the year anywhere in the country. And they didn't do anything out of bounds. They were loud. They had some really great chants. There were some awesome signs up in the crowd, and they were a huge factor in the game. And you saw Mark Adams, doing the guns up and thanking the crowd afterwards. So I definitely want to give a shout out to the crowd. Everybody in attendance, and just that they did their job. They didn't do anything to embarrass the community, and it was a big part of the win. But I mentioned some of the individuals. I want to read out some of their stat lines because some guys had some really good games. Starting with Kevin McCullough, who had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. He was just really, really good. He did a great job of getting to the free throw line, where he was 12 of 15. That was a big part of the game. Kevin O'Banner made 5 3-pointers, and a couple of them he got some really nice rolls. But you know what? He's had some bad rolls this year, so things kind of even out. He finished with 17 points and 5 rebounds. Just an outstanding performance from him. Bryson Williams, who has been good really for the entirety of Big 12 play, had another stellar game. The only way they stopped him really was when they started doubling him and forcing the ball out of his hands, but he still managed 16 points and had 4 rebounds. I mentioned Davion Warren. There was a point where I believe it was like an 8-point game, and Texas had gotten several stops in a row. Marcus Carr was doing his thing. I believe he finished with 18 points, by the way. And it was getting really tight, and he had a big steal at about half court and went down and flushed it. And that really... the game wasn't over at that point, but that was a huge play in the game in terms of like, no, Texas, you're not going to come back and win this. This is, Tech was saying that they were going to win, and Davion Warren made just a really big play there. Santos-Silva, especially in the first half, was really big. He had 7 points. He was 3 of 3 from the field and 6 rebounds with 2 assists. So his play off the bench has been stellar. It's a big part of what Tech's been able to do, his unselfish play, him sacrificing minutes compared to last year, but he's still playing. He's evolved, and he's playing much better in lesser minutes. Donis Arms struggled, but he did have 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds and 4 assists. He struggled shooting mightily, but 9 rebounds and 4 assists, that's stellar, and he played good defense. And that's another thing. I mean, Texas was held to 40% shooting, which that's pretty good against Tech, but not good enough today. They only shot 23% from 3, and they made 14 of their 19 free throws. Tech got to the free throw line more than Texas did. And then in terms of rebounding, the Red Raiders did out-rebound Texas by 9, and that's something that Joe Yeager, Mighty Joe, and we talked about going in our preview, that Joe thought they had a really big advantage on the glass, which they did statistically, and that could be a big reason why they could win. He actually said he predicted they'd win by 13 or 14 points. They won by 13 points, and the glass rebounding was a big part of it. So, going into this game, I just did a bunch of videos for some for Inside the Red Raiders, but also for Red Raider Outfitter. And just the key thing that kept coming up and talking with people is that Tech just really had to win this game. There was so much weight on this game with Beard coming back and all the drama, which is always associated with Chris Beard. And they did. And they looked great. They looked great as a basketball team. They looked like a team that could challenge for not just the Big 12 title, but the national title. And it looked like a place, like the last place you want to go play. And it definitely looked like a place where you don't want to betray, or at least you don't want to have these people feel like they've been betrayed by you, because they let Beard have it. They let Texas have it. And it was a big part of the effort, the victory. And I think the fans really acquitted themselves well. Obviously, the team did. Mark Adams, big win for him, big win for Texas Tech, I can't wait to keep rolling on. It's going to be interesting when they play in Austin later this month, because word is that Tech fans have bought out a lot of tickets there, and that's not. I mean, there may be more than most years, but we're used to hearing Raider Power chants in Austin. Tech fans travel well. They did it earlier in Waco against Baylor, and that was a big part of the win too. So. Just be interesting to see the way this month plays out, how Texas Tech, battles in the Big 12. They played a lot of the toughest games on their schedule, so it could be really fun to see them get on a roll here. And just a huge win just tonight. Just looking at it tonight alone, just a big win for the Red Raiders, big win for Mark Adams, and just the whole fan base to have Beard come back. The team looks so good. The fan base looks so good. It's just. I don't think we could have scripted a better outcome all the way around for how it played out. But big 13-point victory for Texas Tech. Can't wait to see, like I said, the way the rest of the Big 12 schedule plays out. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.